Beautiful beings, welcome once again to Shelter in the Storm with A Course in Miracles lesson 83. Okay, with our text tonight, we are finishing off part 6 of chapter 5, Time and Eternity, and we will commence with part 7, The Decision for God. Here we go. When I said, I am come as a light into the world, I meant that I came to share the light with you. Remember my reference to the ego's dark glass, and remember also that I said, do not look there. It is still true that where you look to find yourself is up to you. Your patience with your brother is your patience with yourself. Is not a child of God worth patience? I have shown you infinite patience, because my will is that of our Father, from whom I've learned of infinite patience. His voice was in me, as it is in you, speaking for patience towards the sonship in the name of its Creator. Now, you must learn that only infinite patience produces immediate effects. This is the way in which time is exchanged for eternity. Infinite patience calls upon infinite love, and by producing results now, it renders time unnecessary. We have repeatedly said that time is a learning device to be abolished when it is no longer useful. The Holy Spirit, who speaks for God in time, also knows that time is meaningless. He reminds you of this in every passing moment of time, because it is his special function to return you to eternity and remain to bless your creations there. He is the only blessing you can truly give, because he is truly blessed. Because he has been given you freely of God, you must give him as you received him. And on to section 7, the decision for God. Do you really believe you can make a voice that can drown out God's? Do you really believe you can devise a thought system that can separate you from him? Do you really believe you can plan for your safety and joy better than he can? You need be neither careful nor careless. You need merely cast your cares upon him, because he careth for you. You are his care because he loves you. His voice reminds you always that all hope is yours because of his care. You cannot choose to escape his care, because that is not his will. But you can choose to accept his care and use the infinite power of his care for all those he created by it. There have been many healers who did not heal themselves. They have not moved mountains by their faith, because their faith was not whole. Some of them have healed the sick at times, but they have not raised the dead. Unless the healer heals himself, he cannot believe that there is no order of difficulty in miracles. He has not learned that every mind God created is equally worthy of being healed, because God created it whole. You are merely asked to return to God the mind as he created it. He asks you only for what he gave. and knowing that this giving will heal you. Sanity is wholeness, and the sanity of your brothers is yours. Okay, let us move along to lesson 83. Lesson 65. My only function is the one God gave me. I have no function but the one God gave me. This recognition releases me from all conflict because it means I cannot have conflicting goals. With one purpose only, I am always certain what to do, what to say, and what to think. All doubt must disappear as I acknowledge that my only function is the one God gave me. More specific applications of this idea might take these forms. My perception of this does not change my function. This does not give me a function other than the one God gave me. Let me not use this to justify a function God did not give me. Lesson 66. My happiness and my function are one. All things that come from God are one. They come from oneness and must be received as one. Fulfilling my function is my happiness, because both come from the same source, and I must learn to recognize what makes me happy if I would find happiness. Some useful forms for specific applications of this idea are: this cannot separate my happiness from my function. The oneness of my happiness and my function remains wholly unaffected by this. Nothing, including this, can justify the illusion of happiness apart from my function. So those 65 and 66 are our review lessons for lesson 83. And Jesus' comments. Lesson 83, Review 2, Part 3. You are blessed beings. Indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. As we continue to review these ideas and add some different ways to explain them, you find some of these sentences difficult to remember. What we want you to do is take a few moments, a minute or so, when you read these application lines. You can even make a note of them on some paper if you wish. Take them out with you into the day and use them whenever you think about something upsetting. For example, a co-worker gets on your nerves. Take that little note paper out and read those suggestions. If you go to the bank, for example, and there's less money than you think there should be in there, and feel that stab of financial fear, find yourself a seat, take out your piece of paper, read the notes, and remember that to allow your frequency to plummet down into fear or resentment is arguing with God, if you will. It is arguing with your purpose, which is forgiveness and love. That is how we would like you to use these ideas today. Take them with you on a little piece of paper and use them with every upset you feel. What you learn to do is allow the upset to come. That's usually not your choice. You get triggered into feeling it. What you are doing is, instead of feeding that upset, resentment, or fear, you choose love instead. You say, I am destined to live God's purpose for me regardless of my bank account or co-worker. These things have nothing to do with the greater purpose of which I am apprised. I am that one you know as Jesus. We will see you again tomorrow. Namaste, lovely ones.